Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing the first Q&A this week, leading up to the next episode of the Walking Dead television series on AMC, which is The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 12, called Remember. Alright, cool, man. So got lots of great questions from you guys for this week. If you have any more, though, because we got a few days before the premiere of this episode, private message them to me. Some people ask how to do that. It's pretty easy. You just go to the channel, go to the About tab, and click the send message, and you can send me a private message through there with whatever questions you have, and I will add them to the Q&A. If I can get to them this week, then I'll get to them. So send me what you guys got. So first off, want to talk about the Sneak Peek 2, which was not up by the time I posted the predictions on Sunday night, because I do those videos right after I do the review, and a lot of times the second sneak peek, which usually is useless, most of the time is not useful at all. Most of the time it's like a clip from the promo that's just longer where nothing happens. This week, on the other hand, it actually hasn't been. This is actually a really, really cool promo. So look up the Sneak Peek 2 for the episode Remember. I would put the link in the description, but I'm positive YouTube, AMC do not want me to be pointing to channels that upload stuff like that if it's not on AMC, and I'm pretty sure it's not. So if you look up the Walking Dead and More's 2's channel, you can find the Sneak Peek 2 there, and you can go ahead and watch it. It's only like 30 seconds or something, but it's awesome. What it is basically the scene where they first enter Alexandria. So we can see them meet Nicholas, which is cool. He's a new character from the Alexandria safe zone. I like that they're setting that up already, because he's one that later on in the future we're probably going to see some cool stuff with, should they go along with the comic book series storyline. And also we hear about the person who's going to be interviewing Rick and the others, who in this is named Diana. So that's a cool little mix-up from the Walking Dead comic book series, because the leader of the community in the comic book series was Douglas Monroe, who was a senator, bald head. I've done a video in the past before, who should play Douglas, who is Douglas. I know we were all, our fan wish was that we could see Bryan Cranston, play Douglas, because he's got the shaved head. He looks a lot like Douglas. He's got the glasses and everything. He just looks a lot like he could be, the perfect actor to play somebody like Douglas. But alas, oh well. We knew it wasn't going to happen. It's just a fan wish, right? You knew he's too big of an actor for a role like that in The Walking Dead. Hopefully one day we could see him, but then again, if they put him in the show, that throws the theory of Heisenberg being the one to create the blue meth, which started the zombie apocalypse virus theory, out the window, the fan theory. So I guess maybe it's not a good thing if they do put him in the show. I'd still like to see it anyway. But yes, Diana. So that's kind of cool to hear that they're remixing this character. I wonder if she'll be, we don't know anything about her yet. We don't even know what she looks like or who the actress is. I don't think there's any information online about that. I haven't seen anything yet. Maybe we could look up the IMDb or something and see who might be playing Diana. If you guys have any info, right, in the comments below, so the rest of us can check it out, as this all is also new. It's all brand new, right? So that's pretty cool. So we're going to see a remix of Douglas. We're going to see Diana, and the first person she's going to interview is going to be Rick. We also see Sasha shoot down a walker very quickly with one shot right in the head, which is really cool. Kind of puts it keeps adding to that whole theory that Sasha is Andrea from the Walking Dead comic book series, or she's going to fill that role as at least the sniper part. In terms of the other part, and those of you who read the comic book series know about her other main thing that Andrea does. Without spoilers, I'm gonna dance around this. The other part, I don't think they're gonna do, though. I think they're gonna give her the sniper part, but the other part that she's known for in the comic book series, I think maybe given to Michonne. We'll have to see what happens with that, or maybe a different character entirely. So those of you who've read know what I'm talking about. Those of you who haven't, don't. I try to avoid spoilers when I can. Even though we talk about so much, it's really hard. But I do the best I can for you guys who have not read the comic book series up to date. So yeah, so there's that. So that's cool. Diana, we're going to get that. We got to see Nicholas for the first time, so that's cool. And it looks like Sasha's becoming quite the sniper. So that's cool as well too. So it's a great sneak peek. Check it out if you guys haven't checked it out. Like I said, search it on YouTube. I would link it, but I know AMC doesn't want me to, so I don't want to start. I don't want to yank the lion's tail, so to speak. Those of you who watch Game of Thrones know what I'm talking about. I don't want to do that, because I know AMC could shut any of us down anytime they want to, for pretty much for any reason if they wanted to. Luckily, they let me continue, and I appreciate that, because I've had problems in the past with the channel with UFC. Actually shut down many of my channels for doing the same thing I do with The Walking Dead. Nothing against the rules, but they, to the point, wouldn't even let me use pictures and thumbnails and stuff like that. And they actually messaged me and messaged YouTube about that and screwed up many of my channels. So thankfully AMC's awesome. They let me continue, so I don't want to piss them off in any way. So, moving on, that was the first kind of question in the Q&A I was asked. That was from Cortez, so thank you very much, Cortez. I see you've been watching the videos for a long time now, and that you're a avid supporter of the channel. I want to thank you for all your support. There are many of you. I want to thank you guys, but in particular, he asked this question, so thank you, Cortez, for this one. I'll also read his question officially, too, for you guys so that you can hear where I was going with that. But do you think out of the group, this is what he says, do you think out of the group, Carl will find it most difficult to adapt to Alexandria? I say this because from what we heard, there were kids playing and being happy inside, and from the flashback in episode 4:16, Carl was putting a gun back together rather than playing with Lego. So that's the other part of this too that I wanted to add from Cortez as well, is adapting to Alexandria. Which character is going to have the hardest time adapting? Will Carl adapt? I feel like Carl in the comic book series still hasn't adapted to living life in that capacity, living life like everything's fine, everything's normal. But I do think in the TV series too, obviously we've seen that Rick is going to have a hard time adapting. Like he's going to have a super hard time adapting to living inside the walls when he's not out in the open and kind of not taking things so seriously. But in a way, it may be a good thing because he'll always be on his toes. He'll always be ready. He's also solidified in Carl's mind that Carl is not safe no matter what. No matter what, he is not safe. So I do think that both Carl and Rick will be some of the ones that have the hardest time. But I think Daryl might be the character that has the most difficult time adapting because if you like, not even just the look of him, but the way the character, even the last couple episodes and what he's been doing, always going off by himself, looking for reasons to go off by himself. You know, using the cigarette, putting it out just to feel the pain of it, just to feel something. You know, because he's so numb to everything that's happening around him now. And even the fact that even before the zombie apocalypse, Daryl was an outsider in society. Before everything, I mean, just him and Merle and his life and the way he was before, he was an outcast before all of this. So I think Daryl is going to have a hell of a time trying to adapt to kind of relaxing and being a part of this this group again. Now he does kind of go with the he goes with the flow, so to speak, right? But I do think he's always going to want to leave. Like he's not going to want to stay in Alexandria in kind of this peace territory very much. I don't think that's going to interest him. I think he's been too changed by the world and he's going to want to go out there. So in terms of the ones that are going to have the most difficulty adapting, I would see Daryl at the top there too as wanting to be someone that's always going to want to leave. I mean, there's lots of other characters too that have changed so much. How are they going to change back? I seem to think Glenn, Maggie, the others, I think they'll have an okay time. Michonne, yeah, she seems to be open to it. Abraham, yeah, Eugene, Rosita, they should be all right. Noah, yeah, he should be fine. Carol may have a really hard time adapting to kind of this relaxation because you remember even in the prison, she's teaching them how to use knives. She's doing all this kind of stuff, and I bet afterwards she's glad that she did. You know, all the things that she did. And she'll probably wish that she would have done more because they felt like they were safe and then all those things happened. So I think Carol will be another. And I mean, you know, those would be probably my top four. Aside from that, who else? Yeah, Gabriel will be fine. He'll adapt like nothing. So in turn, yeah, I mean, we have a good number of survivors now, but I would say that those are the noteworthy ones. Carl, Rick, Daryl, and probably Carol, because they've been through so much, right, that it's going to be hard for them to adapt back to normal or back to like kind of regular, what would be normal to the Alexandria people. They're going to have a hard time fitting in for sure, I'd say. Next question is from RKO Out of Nowhere. You asked a lot of great questions, so again, thank you. Just like with Cortez, thank you, RKO Out of Nowhere, for all your support. Do you think Michonne is dead in the Walking Dead comic book series, or is she at the Kingdom? So this is a comic book series question. I'll make it quick because we're focusing more on TV series with this. But do I think she's dead? No way. No way, man. Would they kill her off page or off camera? No way, man. I'm assuming, yeah, she's at the Kingdom. I would think so. I would think she would be. Any further than that, we're getting into territory that we shouldn't talk about because it's TV series based. So hope that was okay. It was a short answer, but there it is. Next one's from Stephen Smith, and he says, why do you think Rick agreed with Michonne almost automatically after Michonne disagreed with him? Do you think it's because on the inside Rick wants to go to Alexandria but doesn't want to be responsible for leading the group to hostile territory like he did with Terminus? He doesn't want to be, feel that way. Well, I do think that Rick understands when you're part of a group like that and you're a leader, that you have to listen to the people inside your group as well too. You have to be open to hearing feedback from the members of the group. If you're not open to getting feedback from them, you could lose your leadership position. You could lose your position. So if Maggie and if Michonne and all the others want to give this a shot, even though he's the leader, he's the main leader overall, he has to at least, hear what they're saying and at least consider it. If everybody wants to go and he's not, he can't stop them from going. But also, like with Michonne prior, even the previous episode or episode 9, she wanted to go to Washington for basically no reason, just to give it a shot, right? Because they didn't know where else to go. They could have gone back somewhere they saw on the way or something, who knows, right? But they decided they would. But she kind of changed his mind. So we'll see. I mean, she's a very strong female, right? Extremely strong female. So, and I'm sure he holds her opinion in the most, the most upright amount of respect, or he respects her opinion that much, But also, I feel like they might be also kind of setting up, and I talked about this in the video yesterday, a possible relationship, or maybe not if it's not a romantic relationship, at least a relationship of great respect and a great friendship, so that he doesn't, if she really feels adamant she wants to give something a shot, he's not going to stand in her way. And if the group as a whole seems to want to do it, then he's going to listen to them and he's going to go along with it. Like a lot of times he'll look to Daryl for guidance and things like that, before he does things. And, I think it's just smart leadership to include the people in your group when you're making decisions that affect their lives and affect them, even if it's just, in the real world too. You don't want to lose the support of the people in your group, in your care, right? No matter what. Which is something we saw with Dawn, kind of, where she wasn't as strong of a leader and she felt like she had to prove herself and that kind of thing. With Rick, he's more like a leader in charisma instead of fear, which I think is always probably better for the most part, if you lead with charisma and out of love than out of fear. Just my opinion, though, on leadership and the way I see things. So there's that. Next one. So this one is from Eemeli Reijonen. And here she says, have a Q&A question. Did you notice in the first episode of Season 5, Rick says to Gareth that in the bag that they hid was a machete with a red handle, and he is going to use it to kill him. He's going to use that to kill him. In Episode 3, he says he made Gareth a promise when Gareth says that Rick doesn't have to kill him, and then he kills Gareth using the machete with the red handle. I noticed this when I was rewatching Season 5, and I found it pretty cool. What do you think? Absolutely, very cool. Yes, I really like what they've been doing with The Walking Dead the last 2 seasons in particular. There's other stuff prior to that too, but in particular the last 2. If you watch Season 4, because we did a throwback, if you guys saw that, just before this season started. Some people watched it, not many, but some did. And I had fun doing it anyway, so it was worth it for me, just to have fun with it. But in the Season 4 premiere, the things that the crazy lady that Rick finds, whose husband is a zombie, and she's feeding him stuff, right, to keep him alive or whatever, and she's nuts and she ends up killing herself, trying to hurt Rick in the process. That lady, the things she says about getting to come back and everything like that, then, Herschel repeats it, that you get to come back, you do, and, all this thing about the too far gone. From the beginning of Season 4, in the premiere, they bring in this concept of getting to come back from the things you've done. And she says you don't. You don't get to come back from the things you've done, which, as Herschel disagrees with as we go through, and then we get to see the speech from Rick, where that's basically what he's talking about, is that the governor's done awful things, they've done awful things, but we get to come back, we get another chance, and then you get the liar, and then and then the governor goes for it, goes after them and kills Herschel and all that stuff. So, they've really done a great job of planting these seeds before they get to them. They foreshadow, they do all these great things, the Tyrese part where he talks about the whole world being haunted in the Grove, and then what they did with them this season. Man, they have done, in terms of writing, they have done some amazing stuff with, foreshadowing is setting things up beforehand, giving us some subtle kind of indications of where they're going to go, and sometimes not, and kind of, giving us stuff like that. So it's fun to see now, as we see new episodes, trying to predict what we're going to see happen afterwards from some of these neat little lines and clever things they're dropping and doing, like you said there. That's just one small example what Eemeli brought up. The other one I gave is another, but there's lots. There's tons of them that you can check out, and just really, really cool the way they're writing it and doing that. I really love that. It adds to the replay value. When you watch an episode again or you watch a season again, you start to see stuff earlier on that the first time you watch through, you didn't realize what it connected to, and then as you watched it again, as you're seeing that first episode again, you're like, oh wow, that comes into play here at Too Far Gone, or that comes into play later on with Tyrese, and those are just a couple examples, but there's lots more in the series, and it just shows how much care they're taking with The Walking Dead. Even though they can't always do high-budget things all the time, they're still putting a lot of care, at least in terms of the writing. I think they're doing a great job with the writing, that's for sure. Okay, we'll do one more because I don't want to go on for too long. This one's from Whatever, and he says, "Hey Trev, do you think Morales will return as maybe in the future as part of Negan's group or part of the Whisperers? I think that would be a really interesting topic for you to discuss." So I'm not going to do any more topics on the Morales thing right now. I'm not even sure the character's going to come back. There's supposed to be some things that came out from Nerdist, I think, that there's supposed to be a character in Season 6 that's going to be in The Walking Dead, and then after will be in the spinoff. So I don't know if that's true at all. I don't know where that information came from, if Chris Hardwick heard that, and then, Alette, what's her name, Chobot, who used to be with IGN. She's with Nerdist now, I think. If she said that in a video or whatever, I don't know what credibility there is to that, if any. You know how internet rumors go. But, or even if that is Morales or some other character that's new or totally different, who knows, right? But at this point, I'm going to assume we're probably not going to see Morales, anytime soon. I'm going to assume we might not ever see him again, because I would have thought they would have brought him in, soon if they were going to, and they just haven't. So who knows? Maybe they'll be going in Alexandria and he'll just be there or something. But I kind of doubt it, and I tend to think at this point Morgan's going to be the big return for now. So unless he hits in Season 6, if he's that character that they were talking about, I wouldn't be surprised if we never see the character again, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised. Even though I hope we do, and I think it'd be awesome if we do, at this point I'm starting to think that we just probably won't. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think we'll actually see the character again within the next first half of Season 6, between that time from now to then? And if not, I tend to think we'll probably never see him again. He could just be dead anyway, even though the actor says not dead. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully they use him if they can. So yeah, I've got lots more questions, but you know what? We've got lots of time before the series comes back, so for the next episode. So send me more of your questions, guys, because I'll do one every day if I have enough good questions, enough good topics. I hope you like this one, focusing on, at least at the front or at the beginning, the sneak peek, which is awesome, and then also the question about characters adapting from Cortez. So let me know what you guys think about all that, and if you liked this Q&A, please do me a favor. Please thumb it up below. I would appreciate it. If you want to help support the channel, you know what to do. Share it, favorite it. If you're new, you want to subscribe, feel free to go ahead and subscribe at the bottom. And I'll call it here for this Q&A. Might see you guys tomorrow with another one. We'll have to see how it goes. As always, it's Trev. I'm saying peace, guys. See you soon.